This is Signal Hounds talking RF, and today we're talking about the RFS44 antenna switch. The RFS44 is a 4-port antenna switch allowing the user to switch from LF all the way through to the Ka band at a blazing fast 20 nanosecond switch speed. With 3 nanosecond rise and fall times, this versatile tool can be utilized in pseudo Doppler direction finding applications with direct access to spike. Hello and welcome to Talking RF. Sean here with Justin Crooks, Senior Engineer at Signal Hound, and today we're talking about the RFS44 antenna switch. The RFS44 is a signal pole 4-throw absorptive solid-state switch using silicon insulator technology, providing RF switching across 4 ports at up to 44 gigahertz. Justin, the RFS44, it's our newest and latest and greatest product. Tell us a little bit about it.
It's a SP4T 44 gigahertz switch with really fast switching times. That's great for things like there's the pseudo Doppler applications where if you have 4 antennas and you want to kind of electronically rotate to create a Doppler shift, and you can run your direction finding algorithm on that. It's a great tool for that because of that 20 nanosecond switch speed and the 3 nanosecond rise and fall times, as well as just if you need multiple antennas for multiple bands. You've got 4 ports. One could be your low frequency antenna, and then maybe a comms antenna, and then maybe you have a dish for like your satellite bands. Lots of choices, lots of ways you can interconnect the antennas, or even various RF generators that you need to analyze.
What motivated you to create the RFS44?
So when we initially designed the SM200, we put this GPIO port on it and integrated it into the firmware so that in real time we could be sending signals to this GPIO port, with the idea that this would be great for people who need to in real time be switching attenuators, RF switches, whatever hardware they have that needs that microsecond level timing control. And the idea was always, this is mostly for antenna switching or RF input switching. Mm-hmm. We had designed the SM200 with this feature built in, and we didn't have any hardware that connected to that. So there were a few customers who designed their own, but we just knew that we needed to make this accessory so that our customers could get access to all of those features that we put into the firmware for the SM series.
Run us through the most important features of the RFS44 and maybe some use cases for those features.
Really fast switching speed. It's fairly low insertion loss. So really designed towards like high performance RF switching applications. Maybe you're doing an assembly line testing and you need to make 4 measurements on 4 different ports in a matter of just a few microseconds. With the RFS44, that's possible. Whereas with maybe your mechanical switches, you would never get that kind of speed.
What makes the RFS44 an innovative design?
What makes it innovative and what makes it exciting is really its connection to our spectrum analyzers. Mm-hmm. We actually you can connect it 2 different ways, the GPIO port I mentioned, but also our new family of spectrum analyzers, including the BB60D and the SP145. You can connect over a single SMA cable that it sends UART commands at, I think it's 500 kilobits per second. So that gives you, instead of 20 nanosecond switching speed, now you're closer to 20 microseconds. But that's still plenty fast for if you have 3 or 4 different antennas that you need to cover the spectrum with for your spectrum monitoring applications.
And why is it so important to have ultra-fast switch speeds?
There's a subset of applications where it's really important. For general purpose applications, you're doing things faster. You're saving yourself time. For pseudo Doppler applications, the faster you can switch, the faster you can spin that antenna electronically, and now you've just increased the performance of your system by an order of magnitude. In an application like spectrum monitoring for if there's actual threats that need to be recognized immediately, that the difference between a 20 nanosecond switch and a 20 millisecond switch might be completely missing something that you really needed to catch.
And what are the system requirements for the RFS44, and what is Signal Hound Direct Connect?
The specifications. It can be powered over either the GPIO port or the USB port. That cable is basically connected directly to our firmware. We are controlling it at the lowest level possible, at the fastest level possible. Even with the BB60D or the SP145, even though it's a UART connection, that's still 20 microseconds. That's as fast as we can hop to the next frequency. So if you're actually using it for antenna sweeping, that 20 microseconds actually completely disappears.
If you have any questions for Justin about the RFS44, leave them in the comments section below. Like, follow, and subscribe for more Signal Hound and RF content.